Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to Act 3, Season 4. Can you believe it? Episode 1. We are thrilled that you have joined us on this very fine day. There is so much we want to share with you today, including Toss the Boss, as well as some great stuff from Nanaimo Food Share, a gala that we're planning on, sharing with you, and I can't wait to put my gown on, as well as some fabulous music and a wonderful, wonderful time. So please grab yourself a beverage. Let's get started and enjoy Act 3.
I'm sitting on the edge of love and happiness. Never experienced such a moment as this. So if you got that good feeling in your body and you want to bring this moment to life, come with me, we'll hit the town. Let's go right now and live the life. I just wanna shine like the sky up like a sunset, living with no regrets. I just wanna shine.
Speaking of beverages, Kathy, pumpkin spice lattes are back on the menu, and that means fall is afoot. But with fall happening, that means the nights are getting longer and a little bit colder. We've asked Jenny Short from Island Crisis Care Society to come here today to tell us about the Creating Hope Gala, a way for us to all contribute to keeping people warmer this season. Jenny, welcome.
Thank you.
Hey, tell me about the gala.
So we are so excited. So on October 5th, we're going to be hosting the Creating Hope Art Gala. It'll be at the Vancouver Island Conference Center. And we're going to be an evening just of music and art and just bringing the community together. So we're going to be having art that's been created by our supportive housing clients, along with pieces that have been donated from the community. And we have 2 local bands coming to play. So we have From the Earth from Nanaimo, and then we have the New Groovement coming out from Victoria. So we're really looking forward to it.
It sounds like it's going to be a packed evening, Jenny. Let's try and unpack that a little bit. So will the art be available for sale?
It will be. So we have, the art is going to be up as an art auction that people can bid on, and then we'll also have a separate silent auction as well. But we're really looking forward to people being able to experience the art that's made by our supportive housing clients as part of their art therapy that they do in our supportive housing buildings.
So it's as much about sharing the art. Can you tell me more about the programs where the art's created?
Definitely. So we have 3 supportive housing buildings, 2 in Nanaimo and 1 in Parksville. And in those housing sites, we do our Art Heals workshops, where clients are able to express themselves and things that they've gone through their art. And it's been a really positive impact on a lot of their journeys to just sobriety and just living well. And so it's something that we've done internally, and we've done our own art shows within the buildings, and we've been just really excited to share it with the bigger community.
It's really exciting to be able to share art made by folks, out in the community like that. Jenny, what else does Island Crisis Care Society do, and what will the funds from this night go to support?
So we have 8 different housing sites that we operate throughout Nanaimo and Parksville, and it varies from supportive housing to assisted living to rent subsidies. And so what the funds from this year's event will go towards is our newest program, which is called David's Place. And it's going to be a supportive recovery project. So what we're really excited about is it's going to be a space for people to come and live for 18 months, where they'll really be able to focus on their sobriety journey and have somewhere safe to live and work on the steps and build the skills that they need to move on and join a larger community.
Why is it important that housing is a critical part of sobriety, Jenny?
For a lot of the people we have coming in, they're just always living in such a state of survival. So having somewhere safe that they can live, healthy food to eat, it gives them the energy to focus on their sobriety journey or the traumas that they need to work through to be able to live a healthier, happier life and rejoin the larger community.
So it sounds like you're telling me there's a full circle of supports in the housing to be able to get folks pointed in the direction that they want to be.
Definitely. So, and that's what we're really working on, is kind of building out our continuum of care. And so when we designed David's Place, it really was filling a gap that we saw within our clients, where they have taken the first steps in their sobriety and they just need somewhere that they can live and further develop what they're working on. And so, and what's great with this program for us is there's no cost associated with it for people in need, because that's where we see the biggest struggle, is people have taken the first steps, but they can't afford to move on to their next housing situation and be able to continue doing what they're doing.
It sounds like a real blessing to the community. Can you remind us where we can buy tickets and the date again one more time?
Definitely. So it's happening on October 5th at the Vancouver Island Conference Centre. You can buy tickets on our website, which is islandcrisiscaresociety.ca under events, or you can pop into our temporary office, which is at 321 Wallace Street.
Thanks, Jenny. I'm so glad that you could make it today. I heard a rumor that we've got some theater people in the house, so I'm going to send it over to Kevin. Over to you, Kevin.
Thank you very much, Jeremy. I am indeed surrounded by an army of theater people. This is the Artist Collective Theater, Act3, they go by as well, and I'm joined by the artistic director, Amanda Cutting. Thank you very much for joining us, Amanda.
Thank you for having us.
I wonder if you can tell our viewers a little bit about your collective, your theater group, people that aren't familiar with it. What can you tell them about it?
Yeah, absolutely. So our theater company started in Calgary, Alberta, and then during COVID, we moved out here and we checked in with the community to see if there was space for another theater company, and there was an overwhelming yes, that the community really wanted something that would bridge the gap between community theater and professional theater. And our company's mandate is to create professional opportunities for emerging and professional artists.
Okay, and you found a good theater community, artistic-minded people here in Nanaimo to come be a part of that.
Yeah, Nanaimo is full of lots of talented and very diverse performers.
Sure.
And it's really lovely to be able to be supporting a community that we're new into.
Absolutely. I know one of the people behind us is a member at VIU in their theater program. There's lots of artists and actors throughout the community, whether they're in the university or not.
Absolutely.
Daleal, you're one such actor here in Nanaimo. You're part of this company now. What's your experience as an actor been?
It's been fantastic. Working with ACT has been like such a pleasure. And I was actually at VIU in university when they came and did an open audition for their show, Haunted House Hamlet, which was kind of my introduction into ACT. And it was such an incredible experience. And it's been cool. ACT really has come into Nanaimo with a veracity and a drive, and it's been really fantastic. We just finished the Island Summer Theater Festival,
Right.
and that also was a huge success and an awesome experience. We did some outdoor live theater, and now we're coming into our fall show, Genesis, the Mary Shelley play.
Sure enough. I know our producer, Kathy Holmes, attended some of the summer shows that you're referring to, and she was raving about it, really kind of giving the accolades for what she was seeing as well. So
Totally. It was such a fun experience in the community, bringing the community together and putting on some theater.
Yeah, and you were describing somewhat different theater experiences, Amanda. We have traditional theater, but I know you kind of step outside of maybe some of the traditional norms of theater. Tell us a bit about some of the ways you present your material.
Yeah, we try to work with site responsive theater a lot, which is picking the venue that elevates the artistic context of the play that we're producing. Sometimes we'll do things like theater in the round, which Mary Shelley, this play Genesis, is actually done in the round. So there's audience on all four sides. Haunted House Hamlet was in an older theater, but we didn't use the stage. We used all the other areas like the change rooms and the box office area and the hallways in between, and the audience got to mill around. And so it really supports different access needs to just stationary theater.
Yep.
Genesis, the audience is sitting, but the experience to see a theater in the round is not something that's very commonly done. We're used to proscenium stages, which is just like the flat stage.
Yep.
And so this creates a more visceral experience for the audience. And our goal is to create an event, not just a theater experience.
And that sounds like that will be a unique theater experience. I imagine, Daleal, a unique challenge for the actors as well, being in the round, as you say. That's a bit of a different situation for you and your colleagues behind us.
Absolutely. It's avant-garde avant-garde theater at its finest. And the play itself, the Mary Shelley play, is a period piece that's brooding and sexy and really intense emotionally. And I know it's been a challenge for all of us to take on this really interesting piece about these historical characters who were real people and the complexity of their relationships. It's really an interesting show, and I highly recommend you to come check it out.
No, it sounds really interesting. I know we were discussing the material earlier before we went to camera. It sounds like an exciting opportunity for Daleal and his colleagues to kind of get their acting chops going. What can you tell us about that material, how it came to be, and why you chose it?
Yeah, the show is written by a Canadian playwright, Mary Humphrey Baldridge, and it really takes full historical notes from a very short period in Deodati near Lake Geneva, where Mary and Byron and Percy and Dr. Polidori and Claire Claremont are all kind of stuck cabin fever style in this very elegant manor house. And because it's raining and there's no TV and we have no other distractions, they have to come up with ways to be entertained. And one of them was to create ghost stories. And through a lot of tumultuous events that happen within the play and those scenarios, it conjures up visions and ideas for Mary. And one of the really captivating things is you see Mary in the world that she lives in, and then you get to see her inner thoughts. And those are two very different things where, you know, a woman has to play to the constructs of society, and then what she's really feeling and the passion, and slowly, bit by bit, you get to see the creation of Frankenstein, which she is the mother of the Gothic era. She is the reason we have the Gothic stories out there, and we get to see how that inspiration was built.
Yeah, and you were also commenting earlier how many themes are present in the material, how they're relevant to today, and just kind of a juicy piece for this group of people to be getting involved in. So tell us, it's like showtimes, when this does, it sounds very exciting. When can Nanaimo, when can the Central Island region start looking forward to being able to see it?
Yeah, it opens on October 11th. It's right during the Hallow season.
Sure.
So, and it definitely plays into that. The performance has a lot of candlelight and mystique that's tied into it. And it runs until October 19th. This show we have produced out in Edinburgh at the Fringe Festival. And it's won a bunch of awards out there. So we're really excited to bring it here and work with local performers in producing it. And we have on the weekends, hopefully 2 shows a day. And then on the weekdays, it's just the evening, dark and mysterious that we're creating. The tagline for the show is literature, sex, and monsters. And that's people and also storylines.
Sure enough. Those sound like fun themes, yes. So we're getting into October. Where can people go to visit to find out information and maybe remind themselves about tickets and performance times and stuff like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can go to Act3.ca/tickets, and you can find a link right there to purchase the tickets. And if people want to volunteer or support the theater company at all, you can write direct to us. Our contact us email is right there. We're happy to have people in the community come and support some new and entertaining theater experiences.
It does sound very entertaining, and there is quite a community here, and it's exciting for a company like yours to come, and Nanaimo can be a part of that. And like you said, whether they're checking out the play or maybe trying to get involved, there's certainly some opportunities. So thank you so much, Amanda, for joining us. Thank you, Daleal. Thank you to this wonderful group behind me. They're going to be up on stage in October. Look for them, and we'll throw it over to Teresa for now.
Thanks, Kevin. You have got theater in the house. I have got music in the house. Music is wonderful for wellness. Here today, I've got Sylvia Humble. She is a singer-songwriter and a community song leader. Thanks so much, Sylvia, for being with us.
Oh, thanks so much for inviting me, Teresa.
I know that music was a large part of your life when you were younger, but then you went away from it for a while. How have you come back full circle to music?
Oh, yes. So many of us sang when we were children, right? I took classical singing lessons. I grew up singing harmony in choirs. I was in a couple of folk and rock bands in my 20s. And then I got the message from the world, get realistic, get a good job, have a family, you know, get a good education. So I did all that. And I was working for the government of Canada, sitting in a cubicle, and I had a diagnosis of breast cancer, and it just made me say to myself, what am I doing here? And what am I meant to do in this life? And where's the joy? So eventually I left my job and I started to pursue my passion again of singing. And I've started, I just broke down those barriers of self-doubt and realized it's not about being a star. It's not about having an album and going on tour. It's about making a difference in the world and creating music.
And music is so amazing. It does. It makes you joyful. It brings community together. It's good for your health. It's good for your cardiovascular health. And so we need more of it.
Oh, yes.
We need more singing in the world. And you lead choirs. You lead community choirs.
Yes. It's been a huge part of my own healing journey. I mean, I sing every day, and it just is so, brings so much joy. So coming back to singing, I realized that my purpose is to help other people rediscover that joy too. Yes. So I created this group called Sing Again, and it's a community choir where all voices are welcome. It's part of the Ubuntu Choirs Network, which means, Ubuntu means I am because we are. And it's all about community and the joy of singing together in harmony. Not about how good you are. It's not about whether or not you think you're good enough to sing on stage. It's about the joy, literally, about the joy of singing together. And so that's what we do. We sing for the joy of it.
That's good.
Not for performance, just for joy and connection of singing.
And it doesn't matter what we sound like, how old we are, what we look like. Anybody can sing, and it's good for loneliness, curing loneliness, isolation, just getting out with people. You are going to share with us a short song that you do with some of your choirs called Sing Again.
Yeah, I wrote this song as a welcome song for my Sing Again group. And it's just to express the idea that we're there to be ourselves and share our voice. It's called Sing Again. Together we sing again, let the bells of harmony ring again. Like ocean waves, our voices collide and lift each other up higher, lift each other up high.
Wonderful.
And of course we sing it in harmony, so you've got lift each other up high.
All right. That's beautiful. And just before we close off, I want to make sure that we tell people that you have choirs right now available in Parksville, Nanu's, and in Nanaimo.
That's right. My Sing Again group meets weekly. I have a group in Parksville on Thursday afternoons, and then I've got one in Nanu's Bay on Tuesday evenings, and on Monday afternoon in Nanaimo.
Perfect.
So yes, everyone's welcome. You can drop in for free your first time, and we do pop. We do some pop songs like Beatles and Great Big Sea and
Wonderful.
Collective Soul, stuff like that. And we do call and response, easy to learn, easy songs.
That's wonderful.
And sea shanties.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being with us. And on the bumper, people can see your website so they can go there for more information. Thanks so much, Sylvia, for being with us.
Thanks so much, Teresa.
All right, Kathy, I hear you've got Toss the Boss coming up.
To be with, I think, one of the most courageous people that we have on Vancouver Island. Kix Chiton is really the brains behind a movement called Toss the Boss. Started a few years ago. And I'm just so happy to bring you aboard and talk about this incredible, wonderful thing that you do. Tell everyone who may not have heard about it, what is Toss the Boss?
So Toss the Boss is Nanaimo Brain Injury Society's signature fundraiser. This is our 4th year in partnership with the incredible Wild Play Nanaimo. And we bring together people to fundraise a minimum of $1,000, and that gets them a spot on the bungee bridge to toss their boss for a good cause.
And you have been tossed a lot,
Many
right?
times.
You've had incredible costumes in doing it. I'm reminding our audience that you were a pegacorn, right? A unicorn pegacorn with the Pegasus kind of wings and all. You've been a dragon and you've been a buzzy bee.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm curious, what is the deal this year?
Yeah, so this year I thought I was going to get out of it because one of our staff from the Brain Injury Society stepped up to the plate and he said, I'll do it this year.
Yay!
I'll be the one to get tossed. And so we ceremoniously passed the bee onesie and I thought, great, this is perfect. I can just hang out at Wild Play on the bungee bridge and have a good time because it's a party out there, right?
Absolutely.
And then I was practicing with my dragon boat team. The New Salon Dragons were the Nanaimo Paddling Center. And my coach, Holly Wiley, looked down at me as we were practicing and she said, when's Toss the Boss? And I said, oh, it's October 4th. And then she announces to the team, hey, everybody, we're tossing kicks for Toss the Boss in support of the Nanaimo Brain Injury Society. So I thought I was getting out of it, but the Nanaimo Paddling Center stepped up to the plate. So
absolutely, and it's more than just getting dressed up in this costume and jumping off and doing all those things. You know, you have a terrific line that I resonates so deeply with me. People who have brain injuries do very difficult things every single day, and so you know it is about bringing awareness to brain injury, and it's about bringing hope as well. Can you talk a little bit about the whole premise behind this fundraiser?
Yeah, absolutely. So we know that brain injury can happen to anyone, anywhere, anytime. And it can be a lifelong experience, a lifelong condition. So even just going to the grocery store once you've had a brain injury and having to deal with the lights and the sound and the fatigue, these everyday activities can be incredibly hard. And brain injury survivors and families face that challenge and rise to that challenge every day. So Toss the Boss is about doing hard things together.
Yeah.
We see that the bosses step up to the plate. They're willing to show that leadership and that vulnerability. And their whole team rallies behind them because we can do hard things collectively.
Yes.
And we can raise that awareness and experience that celebration, those small wins and those big wins together. So that's what Nanaimo Brain Injury Society is about walking with brain injury survivors and families, and Toss the Boss is really symbolic of that, doing hard things together and having a good time and having some laughs while we're doing it.
And it is. It's a fabulous, wonderful gas. All right. So we don't have any more time, unfortunately, to talk about this more, but we do have enough time to tell what is the date and how can people attend or donate.
Absolutely. So go to tosstheboss.ca.
Yep.
Sign up your team or donate to one of the fabulous teams that have already signed up. We've only got 10 spots left, so get on it. And it's October 4th out at Wild Play Nanaimo, and it's in the afternoon between 2 to 6, and we'll be pitching bosses off that bridge and having a good time.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for being with us, Kix.
Thank you.
It's fantastic that we do these incredible things in the community, and there's more to share with great things that are happening. Elspeth, it's your up.
Thanks so much, Kathy. What a great segment. And now we're here with Raquel Wicks with Nanaimo Food Share, who's going to tell us about Food Share, but also about one of the special programs that she's running. Hey, Raquel, welcome.
Thank you so much. So yes, I work for Nanaimo Food Share. I am so proud to be the facilitator of our Generations Eating Together program. Wow. Our program is funded by New Horizons for Seniors program, which is such a blessing because it means that I can offer all of my programming for free for our community who is 55 plus.
That is fantastic. And I love the name of the program, Generations Eating Together. It's just so evocative of coming around a table, but it's more than that. So can you tell us a bit about what the program entails?
Yeah, that's totally right. We are a program that geared towards older adults, but we invite the whole community to come and join us. We want to sit down at that table. We want to eat together. We want to share our stories. We want to share our knowledge. We want to empower our local adults to pass down the knowledge that they have gained over the years of their life and share their stories with us, because those stories are so valuable to everybody's well-being in our community.
Absolutely. I mean, it sounds so exciting. And the idea of sharing stories and sharing around a table and sharing in the community is really exciting to all of our viewers as well. So in a typical session, when you have a generations eating together moment, what happens?
Yeah, when we get together, we gather in the kitchen, we share recipes, we cook together, we eat together, and we're broadening our horizons. So we're having programming that's about food safety. It's about getting together to volunteer in our community. Specifically, we've been volunteering with the Good Food Box, which is another program run by Nanaimo Food Share.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because we wanted to talk about food share as well. And we're going to come back to the program itself. But a lot of our viewers know about Nanaimo Food Share, and they've particularly heard about the Good Food Box. And it's such an important part of the work that Food Share does because, of course, there's a lot of food insecurity in our community. So can you tell us really briefly what the Good Food Box is and how perhaps it can impact the community as well?
Absolutely. So the Good Food Box is a fantastic program. It's one that I started with when I started with Food Share as a volunteer. And it's such a joyful experience to be in the building as a volunteer, putting together those bags for our community. These are gorgeous bags of fresh produce. Some of it is even grown on our island by local farmers. So we're supporting local farmers. We're also supporting people in our communities. And they're for everybody. They are for the doctor who's busy. They are for the single mom who's trying to feed her family on one income. And when we all buy these boxes, we increase our ability to buy in bulk and save money so we can serve more people.
That's very exciting, you know, and it's wonderful to think that it's something, again, that brings community together because so often we think about giving or having food boxes for people who are perhaps food insecure, and that's so important to have fruits and vegetables, that fresh stuff that we all need. But it's true, a lot of people in our community really want to be able to have fresh produce and don't have the time. So the fact that it's shared by lots of people in the community is terrific. And of course, it needs support. So I know that the Good Food Box in Nanaimo Food Share also seeks support both in terms of financial contributions and volunteers.
Absolutely. So anybody who's interested in giving to the Good Food Box or any of the Nanaimo Food Share programming, they can find all of that information on our website, nanaimofoodshare.ca. There are links to all the wonderful programs that we offer at Nanaimo Food Share, as well as an opportunity to donate right online. So it's very easy. You can do it from the comfort of your home. You can buy a Good Food Box. You can buy a Good Food Box for somebody else. Or you can go on to the Generations Eating Together page and get my email address and reach out to get involved in the wonderful workshops that we provide.
That sounds wonderful. I know a lot of our viewers will be very interested in joining the Generations Eating Together, but also volunteering with the Good Food Box. And I think it's wonderful that we have these community moments to share and to make sure everyone is well and healthy together. Thank you so much, Raquel. It's been such a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Over to you, Kathy.
Well, I hope that you enjoyed our first episode of season 4. I gotta tell you, there's so much wonderful stuff that's going on in our community. Whether or not it's in Nanaimo itself or along Vancouver Island, Parksville, and down the bottom towards Victoria or up the top towards Port Hardy. We know for sure that people here are giving people on Vancouver Island. They're here to support us, and we appreciate it when you support us by watching our program. Hopefully, from one of the things that you saw today, it will give you a call to action, either to participate in the gala or perhaps consider donating to the Good Food Box people. There's so much that you can do in our community, and we're delighted to bring this information to you whenever we can. So if you like it, please don't hesitate to reach out and get a hold of us at Act3 Media Productions. You can find this show also on YouTube after it's finished airing, of course. And we do hope that you really, really do get involved in your community as much as you can. Thanks so much for tuning in to Act 3. We'll see you next time. Enjoy the day.